What would you do if someone broke your child's arm? How far would you go to protect your family and seek justice? When a power-tripping HOA president crossed a line with my disabled daughter, she had no idea who she was dealing with or the storm that was about to roll through her life. This is the story of how far a parent will go to protect their child and how karma finally found its way to a bully who thought she was untouchable. My name is Daniel Rivas, and to most of my neighbors in Silverwood Glade, I was just another single dad trying to build a quiet life for his daughter. I wore button-down shirts, kept my lawn neat, and waved politely at the neighbors. But under that suburban dad shell, I was a senior FBI agent in the Financial Crimes Division. 15 years of chasing con artists and corporate thieves had taught me how to be patient, thorough, and relentless when it came to justice. My daughter, Lily, is the heart of my world. She was born with a mild form of Duchenne muscular dystrophy. At 11, she tires quickly, struggles with stairs, and sometimes uses a lightweight wheelchair when she's out and about. But nothing dims her smile. She's got her mother Carmen's laughter and my stubborn streak. Carmen passed away 3 years ago from ovarian cancer. After losing her, I transferred from the Chicago field office to Arizona, hoping the drier climate would ease Lily's condition. Along with us came Duke, Lily's service dog. A calm, intuitive golden retriever trained to help with balance, mobility tasks, and emotional support. He retrieves dropped items, helps her stand when she stumbles, and never leaves her side. He's not a pet. He's a medical necessity prescribed by her doctors and protected by federal law. We chose Silverwood Glade for its wide sidewalks, nearby medical specialists, and single-level homes. It looked ideal on paper. What our realtor didn't mention was the community's de facto monarch, HOA President Evelyn Whitaker. Evelyn was in her early 50s, with platinum blonde hair that didn't move and a face like carved porcelain. She wore tennis outfits to board meetings and had the steely gaze of someone who'd fired many subordinates. 17 days after we moved in, trouble started. Lily was practicing commands with Duke in our front yard while I set up my home office. I heard a sharp, clipped voice through the window. Dogs are not permitted in Silverwood Glade. I stepped outside and found Evelyn standing over Lily, who was gripping Duke's harness with anxious eyes. I introduced myself. She didn't shake my hand. Instead, she held out a binder and pointed. Section 9, subparagraph 3. No dogs allowed. That includes so-called service animals. If you read the documents your realtor should have given you, you'd know that. Ma'am, Duke isn't a pet. He's a trained service dog. Federal law under the ADA and Fair Housing Act protects his right to be here. Her lips pursed. Everyone thinks their mutt qualifies these days. I'll need documentation. Tomorrow. Or face a $500 fine and daily penalties thereafter. Lily tried to explain through soft sobs. Evelyn barely acknowledged her. This is a premium community, not a kennel. Despite submitting all the necessary medical letters, certifications, and legal documents, we received citation after citation. One for alleged waste left by Duke. He was trained to go only in a specific backyard spot. One for noise, he hardly barked. Another for his harness being visible when our garage door was open. Each came with escalating fines. I documented every single one. My neighbor, Tanya Reeves, a civil rights attorney, became a friend and ally. She quietly told me Evelyn had done this before. The previous targets. A family that built a ramp without HOA permission. A Filipino couple with extended family staying after a funeral. And a single mother whose child had autism. Nobody had the time or resources to fight back. They either caved or moved. Evelyn counted on it. But I wasn't most people. I didn't broadcast my profession, just let folks assume I worked in some kind of regulatory job. Which technically wasn't a lie. Everything changed on an autumn Tuesday. The brutal heat had subsided, and Lily was outside with Duke doing her therapy. I was deep into a conference call on a financial scheme involving bogus land deals when I heard it, a scream that shredded my insides. I ran out the door. Lily was crumpled on the ground, clutching her arm and sobbing in pain. Duke barked frantically. Standing above them was Evelyn, wielding a dog-catching pole. You know, the kind used by animal control officers. Tanya had seen it all. She rushed over, phone in hand. I recorded it. She tried to loop that thing around Duke. Lily tried to stop her. Evelyn yanked her arm. I cradled Lily. Her arm hung at a sickening angle. Evelyn stood firm. The animal was off-leash. I was enforcing regulations. I called animal control. Through tears, Lily said Evelyn tried to hook Duke. When she grabbed his harness to protect him, Evelyn pulled her away so hard that her arms snapped. I turned to Evelyn, voice low. You broke my daughter's arm over a service dog. She adjusted her designer glasses. If her bones are that weak, maybe she shouldn't be unsupervised. Something inside me flipped. Not rage. Something colder. Evelyn Whitaker became a subject. I asked Tanya to take Lily to the hospital. I called 911. Then I messaged my partner at the bureau. Need full background check. Evelyn Whitaker. Silverwood Glade. HOA. Priority. You're calling the cops? Evelyn scoffed. My husband golfs with the chief. Officer Delgado arrived minutes later. He and I had worked together before. I gave my statement and showed him Tanya's video, Evelyn jerking Lily's arm. He turned to Evelyn. Ma'am, place the pole down and your hands behind your back. She protested, name-drop judges. But Delgado was unmoved. Being HOA president doesn't exempt you from assault charges. Inside, I showed Delgado my credentials. Keep it by the book. No loopholes. He nodded. Absolutely. The moment Evelyn glimpsed my badge, her face drained. You're FBI? She hissed. And you just assaulted the daughter of someone who puts people like you behind bars. At the hospital, Lily got her arm set in a purple cast. My partner texted. Evelyn was flagged years ago for questionable finances at Valley National Bank. The case went nowhere due to political pressure. Meanwhile, Tanya's video hit the internet. Local, then national news. HOA president breaks disabled girl's arm over service dog. The fallout was swift. While Evelyn's assault charge went through court, I dug deeper. Financial audits showed missing HOA funds. Fines that never hit the books. Inflated vendor contracts. Offshore transfers. Within days, her assault case spiraled into a full-blown money laundering investigation. Turns out, she hadn't just been forced to retire from banking, she'd been quietly escorted out. Now she was using HOA funds to launder money through her husband's shady construction projects. At the next emergency HOA meeting, residents packed the community center. People who'd suffered in silence for years spoke up. The wheelchair ramp couple. The single mom. The immigrant family accused of smelly cooking. One father said Evelyn told him his daughter's therapy bike was an eyesore. They'd been fined $100 a day. By unanimous vote, Evelyn was removed. Tanya was elected interim president. New guidelines were passed protecting service animals and accommodations for people with disabilities. But Evelyn's legal nightmare was just beginning. Her assault lawyer argued it was a misunderstanding. The DA didn't buy it. You broke a disabled child's arm trying to seize her federally protected service animal. Meanwhile, the financial case exposed a web of shell companies, tax fraud, and cartel-linked real estate deals. Her husband flipped on her. Evelyn lost it in court. She screamed that damaged children don't belong in luxury communities. The jury saw her true self. She was convicted of felony assault, fraud, racketeering, and conspiracy. The judge handed her 20 years, total 15 for the financial crimes, 5 for the assault. The IRS stepped in next. Years of tax evasion surfaced. Her broker's license was revoked. Her social circle disintegrated. Her 7,000-square-foot home was seized and auctioned. Ironically, it was bought by a nonprofit and turned into a service dog training center. Lily recovered. Her arm healed. Max became a celebrity. We were flooded with support. She was invited to speak at the FBI Youth Academy about service dogs. Despite her nerves, she spoke with strength and grace. Just because someone moves differently doesn't mean they don't belong, she said. My dad says justice is for everyone. 3 months after sentencing, a letter came from prison. Evelyn, on legal advice, expressed remorse in vague terms. Lily read it and said, "She still doesn't get it." I asked what she wanted to say back. She dictated, "Dear Ms. Whitaker, thank you for your letter. I hope prison teaches you that rules should protect people, not hurt them. Max sends a woof. I'm stronger now. Sometimes broken things come back stronger. I hope you do too. Sincerely, Lily Rivas." I still work financial crimes, but I also serve on a national HOA oversight task force. We're building policies to prevent abuses like what happened in Silverwood Glade. Lily finished therapy and asked to donate some of her restitution to the new dog training center. Maybe something good came from what happened, she said. Maybe so, because even in the worst moments, justice can find its way through. And sometimes a broken arm leads to a community rebuilt stronger than before. And to any HOA tyrant out there who thinks they're above the law, think again. You never know who you're messing with, especially if they have a daughter, a badge, and a very good dog.